right, we shall get started. My name is Mr. Chen. I will be your instructor for Statistics XL10, Introductory Statistics or Introduction to Statistical Methods. I know you guys are all looking forward to taking this class, so and I'm excited to take it. Be your leader along the journey. Well, in all seriousness, probably most of you aren't excited about the course. Maybe some of you are happy you got into my section. And I know some of you are hoping to get into my section. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if you didn't get into my section, at this point there's nothing I can do to let you in. The administrators told me that there's 4 other sections of statistics that still have lots of room in them, and they're unwilling to add any more students to this section until the other sections have more students. So I know you guys might say like, oh, is there anything, can I give you some kind of special number to get in? The answer is no, I can't. Okay, the administrators told me specifically to tell you that no one else is going to get in unless you're already in this class. That said, some of you are in the class, are enrolled in the class, and you should not be enrolled in the class. And what I mean by that is some of you do not have the math preparation or the background adequate preparation for this class. Okay. I know this class fulfills the kind of your math requirement at a lot of community colleges, and that by taking this class, passing, you will have fulfilled your math requirement. I know that's for a lot of you, and some of you, in order to kind of avoid this, 3-year sequence of, pre-algebra, then algebra, and algebra 2, and this whole sequence of things, you're hoping to take this class, pass, and avoid that whole ladder of classes. I strongly recommend against that, okay? Just because a lot of times students will enroll in this class, and this class is not cheap. It's $600. If you're enrolling now, it's like $630. It's not a cheap class, and but every quarter I have to fail some students because they didn't demonstrate understanding of the material. Okay, and I don't enjoy doing that. All right, my dream is that I have a class, and every single student I give them knowledge, and they understand, and they pass. That's my dream. Okay, but at the same time, I do have a responsibility to the university, which says that every single student who passes the class has an understanding of statistics, and some students, I can't say that. I can't vouch for them, and so I have to give them failing grade, and then they always come and they plead and beg their case, and they say, I came to every single week, or I did all of my homework, and that's nice, but at the end of the day, I don't think those students understood statistics, and I think part of the reason why they had trouble understanding the material was because they didn't have the math background, and they were trying to take a shortcut by taking this class directly. Okay, and if that describes you, please reconsider. Okay, if you drop this week, if you drop after today's class, you'll get a refund. It's not going to be a complete refund, but you'll get a refund, and you'll be saving yourself some heartache, and then I won't feel bad at the end of the quarter. And then other students who are trying to get into this class and are prepared to take the class can do so. Later on, we'll have like this preliminary test to kind of give you an idea of where you stand mathematically. But that's that. Are there any questions so far? Yes.
So if anyone does decide to drop this class, there will be seats open, huh?
I guess I don't know. They don't tell me. Okay, I just get a roster each week and says these are the students who are in your class. Actually, just by the third week, that's when the roster is finalized. So if students drop, it's all handled electronically on the computer. And if the computer says spots have opened up, then they'll change the little button that says close to open, and then you can click. But beyond that, I don't know. And right now, I think they're unwilling to say open until the other classes get more students. Okay, I must apologize. I don't have copies of the syllabus, but the most important thing is the class website. Okay. Okay. So you can go there, and then you can type in XL10 at the end of this address for our specific class. But when you go here, on the left-hand side, there's going to be kind of just some links, and you can choose the XL10 class. I also teach a more advanced statistics class called XL13, and so just make sure you select the correct class. Okay, don't pick the XL13 one. Yes.
Sorry, that's tomorrow night's class?
Tomorrow night's class is XL13. Okay, so maybe some of you saw my name listed for XL13, and you enrolled in that one. But be forewarned, that class is more advanced, and that may or may not be what you're looking for. Okay, just to kind of give you an idea, in this class, a lot of my students, I'd say the majority of my students, are currently enrolled at a community college looking to transfer to a four-year university. In the XL13 class, most of my students already have their four-year degree and are looking to enter graduate school, and they need to take a statistics class as a prerequisite. So that class is taught at a higher level and is more challenging, faster paced, but we cover more interesting things, in my opinion. We cover more stuff. And so if some of you already do have a four-year degree, maybe are looking to apply to graduate school, that class may be a better fit. I'm not sure. It depends on your own math background. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So this is the class website. When you go there, you'll basically kind of see the syllabus on the web page, and then at the bottom of the web page, there will be a PDF link to the syllabus as well. Let me just highlight a few things in there that I'd like to address. Okay, so let's see. I got it up right here. Okay, so first of all, this is our course textbook. Okay, so this is the textbook you need. It's the first edition, so this is the only edition out there. Okay, so you need this one, written by Gould and Ryan. Introductory Statistics. Feel free to buy this wherever you want. They have it at the UCLA bookstore. They have it on Amazon. You can get the hardcover version. You can get there's a loose leaf version. You can get the ebook. You can rent one, whatever you want. Okay. You do not need all these fancy ones. Okay. They have ones that come with CDs and come with some kind of electronic access code that they sell for an extra $100 or whatever. Okay, this book is already expensive enough as it is. You don't need any of the extra stuff. Okay, get this as cheap as you can, and you'll be fine. Okay, but you do need the textbook. All right. If you want to share a textbook, that's also fine. Just make sure you can rely on the person you're sharing with. Okay, because you will get homework assignments every single week from the textbook. I've got links on the web page. If you use those links, I get like 50 cents for each sale. It doesn't matter, okay? But it's just like a nice little bonus. And it really doesn't matter. Just get the textbook wherever you need to, and it's good. Okay. If I don't think it's a problem, but there's some. We changed textbooks. I don't know, maybe a year and a half ago. And if you have the old textbook that's not written by Gould and Ryan, then be completely different. So, calculators. Everybody needs a calculator for this class that's not your cell phone, okay? And that's because during tests, as much as I would like to trust every single one of you, I can't trust every single one of you to not be texting each other answers during the test or things like that. So, cell phone's not allowed. You just need some kind of calculator. Technically, a 4-function calculator is okay, but I promise that if you get yourself a scientific calculator, it will make your life much, much, much easier, okay? This thing costs about 15, 16 bucks. You can get ones for about that much. You don't have to spend any more than 20 bucks for a calculator, and it will make your life much easier in the long run, okay? You're spending 600 bucks already on this course. Definitely, I recommend one of these things for an extra 15 or 20. If you have a graphing calculator, perfectly fine, okay? Those ones cost closer to $90 or $100, so I don't push those. But if you already have one, if you already have a graphing calculator, there's no need to go out and buy one of these, okay? Your graphing calculator is more than adequate. But if you don't have either, I definitely recommend at least one of these, okay? If you want to spend the extra money for a graphing calculator, you can, but there's no added benefit, at least for this class. Okay? We're not going to make use of any of the graphing functionality there. There's a lab component to this class. I'm trying, it's always the part that students complain the most about, so I'm trying to rework it. So just wait till next week till I figure that out. Okay, a few dates, which are for our final exam. Oh, let me also put up my contact information and office hours stuff. Okay, so email is my office hours are in math sciences. (8105J). All right. If you don't know where the math sciences building is, go to Google, type in UCLA map, and then search for math sciences there. Okay. There's no easy explanation on how to get there from here. And the office hours are on Tuesdays from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Okay, so basically for an hour before this class, I give myself a half-hour break to just prepare some things. If any of you have any kind of disability, whether it's a learning disability or anything like that, physical disability, there are services offered, okay, and the people you need to contact for, so this is students with disabilities. Is access at uclaextension.edu. Okay, so if you have any kind of learning disability, you might be entitled to have additional time for quizzes, or entitled to have a note taker or something. Contact them. Please don't tell me, because I'm not qualified to make evaluations on those types of things. They're going to ask for documentation or paperwork documenting your disability, and they will make an evaluation for you. And then you will be taking quizzes and tests with them. And that's that. Administrative questions can be handled by Sadie Ortiz. So. important dates. Okay, we have a midterm exam on October 29th. Final exam on December 10th. As long as I check my calendar correctly. Okay, and then we also have quizzes. Quizzes on October 8th. Okay, and these all start at 7 p.m. Okay, so we've got 4 quizzes. The top 3 quizzes count, so I will drop your lowest quiz grade. And that said, I don't have a lot of I don't take a lot of excuses for missed quizzes. So quizzes start at 7, so please give yourself extra time to get here. Sometimes traffic is unpredictable, and the quizzes are generally about half an hour. So if you get here at 7:25, you'll have 5 minutes to take your quiz, okay? And you probably won't do well. So just make sure you get here ahead of time on days of quizzes. And we'll talk about the midterm and final as those days approach. If you're absent from a quiz because of a medical emergency or any other kind of emergency situation, like your car breaks down or something, that's fine. I'll allow you to take a makeup, but I do ask for documentation. So whether it's auto shop receipt or doctor's note or something like that, I require that. If you can't give me any kind of documentation, then I won't allow you to take the makeup. Okay, on the website, okay, I've got a lot of tools and resources, and so this week I'm going to assign the first homework assignment, okay, and you're just going to click, it says 2013 Fall Stats Excel 10, okay, and you're going to choose that click that link, and underneath it'll open up, and among them will be the different homework assignments, okay? So you could just pick homework 1, and when you choose that, it'll show the due date of the homework assignment, and then it will also list off the problems that you need to turn in, okay? And so your homework consists of reading things from the book, and consists of doing problems. Let me just write a little bit more about your homework assignment. There will be reading, exercises, and then sometimes I'll have other tasks listed there, okay? Occasionally, along with the reading, I will also ask you guys to watch a few videos, okay? So maybe reading and videos to watch. The exercises are available at the end of the chapter. So, for example, this week, you're going to have to, look at chapters 1 and 2. And at the end of the chapter in the book, you'll have the exercises listed, and you're just going to do those on pieces of paper, write them up, and turn them in. Okay? So just no need to type. If you want to type, you can, but you don't have to. Okay? So just do on paper, and you will just turn in the exercises. Okay? And turn in. All right. And this is my regarding the exercise that you turn in. Please staple your sheets together, and please none of that frilly stuff, okay? Because sometimes you guys have spiral bound notebooks, and that's fine, okay? But when you tear it off and you get all that frilly junk on it, please just take a few extra seconds and remove it. It just annoys me a little bit, so.
No frills.
No frills on the paper. I know, that's just my weird quirky thing about that. Okay, so staple, no frills on the paper, and then of course put your name on that. Okay. Other than that, it doesn't matter whether it's lined paper, graph paper, plain blank paper. Some of you guys have terrible handwriting, and I'm merciful regarding terrible handwriting and stuff. Although I wish some of you would work on your penmanship. Whatever. Okay, that's fine. Okay, and that's that. Also, on the I don't know. This might be the reason why my class gets good word of mouth. I don't know. I also include videos to all of the answers to the homeworks. Okay, so all of the or almost all. Okay, so almost all of the homework problems I assign, I record video solutions. Okay. Please go ahead and watch those, all right? And just check to see if the work you've done is correct. Now, when I grade your homework, I don't. This is my little secret. Is I don't check every single problem in great detail. Okay? I usually just flip through it, see, kind of count the number of problems you did. If it looks like you did the whole assignment, I'll give you full credit. Okay? There's too many of you for me to check each homework assignment in great detail. So you're not going to get a whole lot of feedback from me on your homework. Okay? So when you get your homework back, it might say full credit. It doesn't mean you did the problems 100% correctly. So I provide the solutions for you, and it's up to you to go and check these solutions and make sure you did the problems correctly. Okay? Yes?
You put those up after the assignment's due?
No, they're up even before the assignment is due. Okay, so yeah, don't try to hide these or anything like that. They're there, and but that said, these are meant to help you. Okay, please don't let the solution videos hurt you. And what I mean by that is that inevitably every quarter, a student is more concerned about turning in the homework than the actual learning. Okay, the homework assignments are there for you guys. Okay, they're to help you learn. I have no pleasure out of collecting homework. Okay, but I know if I didn't assign any homework problems, nobody would do anything other than show up to class, and then come test time, you would all fail. Okay, so that I assign the homeworks to kind of prod you along in this discipline of doing some statistics throughout the week, and so they're there to help you, and so the learning happens. Okay, all right. Believe it or not, we meet here for 3 hours once a week. Okay, and I do my best to teach the subject as best as I can. Okay, but people's brains aren't wired to just sit and absorb every single thing I say, okay? And so if you want to learn statistics, you can't just sit here in class, watch me do stuff on the board, and then expect to have learned things, okay? The learning happens when you face a problem and you say, oh, how do I answer this, okay? And you struggle with the problem, and by struggling through that process, you actually learn the material that way. And that's why the homework is assigned, and that's why it's important that you do it. But inevitably, some of you, I have the first assignment due next Tuesday. And what I want you guys to do is I want you to do a little bit of the assignment tomorrow night, and then a little bit of assignment, the following night, or just a few times throughout this week, okay? But some of you are not going to do anything until next Tuesday morning, and then you're going to say, oh, I got to turn in that assignment. and you're gonna see, you know, there's like 20 problems listed, and you go, this is too much, I can't do this. And you just jump straight to the solutions and copy down the answers from the solutions, okay? And when you watch the solution video, everything's gonna feel like, oh, I totally get it. It makes sense. Oh yeah, I understand what's going on, okay? Everything makes sense when someone else is doing the problem. But when you have to do the problem on your own and nobody's there in front of you leading the way, then you suddenly realize, oh, I actually don't know what I'm doing, okay? And so just, so don't do that with the solutions. They're there to help you. The intention is for you to do the problems and then go and check, okay? If you get stuck on a problem, you try something out and you're like, oh, I actually have no idea how to do this problem. Yeah, you can go ahead and take a peek at the solution, see how it's done, and then work it out on your own. That's an appropriate use. That's fine, okay? But you know, you should star that and say, hey, why didn't I understand this the first time around, or something like that. But don't turn that into a habit, because like I said, everything makes sense when you watch the video and I'm doing the problem. But you have to be able to do the problem on your own, okay? I've got to evaluate my students on their understanding somehow, and that's going to come through the quizzes and tests. And there's not going to be any solution video during quiz and test time. You got to be able to do it yourself. So that's that. Okay. Are there any questions on anything? Yes.
So the midterm and final, will they start at 7 too?
The final will start at 7, and the midterm will start at 8:30. We'll talk about the midterm and final as those days approach. Okay, that's about 6 weeks away. We don't have to stress just yet. Okay.
As long as it's not student.
Yeah. Yes.
The video solutions will be under the homework, and will it be specifically under each homework one?
It's at the, you'll see how the page is laid out, okay? You can even go there on your cell phone if you want, alright? It'll say reading, homework problems, and then it'll have solutions at the end, okay? There's even like a suggested schedule, okay? And again, it's best if you do a little bit of statistics multiple times throughout the week rather than doing it all in one day. And so my recommendation is to do a little bit of reading, a few of the problems, a little bit of reading, a few of the problems. There's a lot of example problems in the book that are similar to the homework problems and similar to test problems that kind of guide you step by step through the process of doing a problem. And I recommend kind of following those along as you guys do your problems. Don't do all of the reading all at once and then try to do all the problems all at once. That's a recipe for confusion. Okay, just a little bit at a time, and then and as quizzes approach, study for those. Yes.
So every homework is pretty much in the back of each chapter.
Yeah, at the end of each chapter, all the homework problems are listed. Okay, and then the problems they're broken out into sections. It says sections this and this, these problems, sections this and this, these are these problems, and so on and so forth. Okay. Yes.
What do the quizzes entail? Like, what do they include? How many?
Okay, so I'll describe this, but yeah, on weeks where you will have a quiz the following week, on that homework page, I also give information about the quiz, and it will say these are the topics that might be covered on the quiz. Okay, and it will give you some things to study. So, yes.
You mentioned something about a lab.
Yeah, there's a lab component, which is the idea that you take data and you do some statistical analysis on it. In the past, I used this software that was available online. You had to pay a subscription fee for it. A lot of students had issues with their computer, so I'm trying to figure out something that works for everyone. Okay, it might Excel or some open office or something like that. I don't know. I'll have to think of something. But I'm required to include some kind of laboratory component as part of your curriculum. Okay. I think that's about it. The grading policy is also online. I don't know it off the top of my head, but let's see. Basically, the midterm and final are worth a lot. Between the two of them, that's 65% of your grade. The quizzes make up 20%, and the homework makes up 15%. Okay. The homework is there really as just kind of free points for you guys, and it's just there to kind of inflate your grade and everything like that. If you want to pass, if you're just looking to pass, you got to get a C. Okay, and that's a 70%. 70% at the end of the day. And that's that. Okay. Here's another scene, please. All right, is that good? Okay, then let me put a break in our video.